Hi, I'm Tony from AJBTS, Anthony Jones Bushcraft, Teachings and Survival. As you all probably know, for those that follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and on my website, ajbts.com, I have got terminal illness. I have lung cancer. So I don't do a lot these days, but I try and help people as much as I can to help them leap forward, as my motto is, by either advising or giving information about different courses, different companies and best products. If you look at my website, you'll be able to see that. I'm here today because I'm doing some YouTube videos from old footage I've got. I've got a fruit leather, that video which I was looking at just before I got diagnosed, and then I got diagnosed, so I actually made it in the kitchen. So please forgive me with the videography because I had to do a lot of it on my iPhone at that time. I hope you forgive that. I'm looking at doing a couple of videos that I can when I can, and I'm still trying to get out as and when I can. But if any of you'd like to get any information, you can contact me via my website, which is www.ajbts.com. And for any information I give out or advice, I don't charge, but I do ask you, if possible, to go direct to the links to the organisations of your choice as a goodwill gesture, and it will go very far forward, and I'd really appreciate it. This video, like I say, was done just before I got diagnosed, and then was unfortunately continued after. But I hope you enjoy it, and I hope it's helpful to people that like to do fruit leathers. Please enjoy the video. Okay, I'm up on the area where I'm doing my walks and talks. Just come across for out foraging a thornberry tree, which is full of thornberries at present, which I'm going to pick some to make some fruit leathers. That's the thornberry. That's what the berries look like. Take note of the leaf because you've got a distinctive shape with the leaf. Okay. Whereas basically you've got the two coming out each side. Of the leaf, two burrs coming off, and the one in the middle which goes off into another three. And there's the thornberries. There you go. And as you can see, I'm starting to pick some, and I'm going to make some fruit leathers. And that's what the tree looks like. These thornberries, one thing you've got to be careful of is the thorns, because they really are quite sharp. Okay, they're all over the plant, so be aware because they are really sharp. And basically, if you eat these, you can eat them, but make sure you don't eat the pip inside. They're quite nice, a bit bitter, but they're all right. Like I say, they grow in bunches like that. So Northview is a common hawthorn tree, and is the Midland, as they call it, the Midland hawthorn tree. The berries on the hawthorn, common and Midland, will actually grow in bunches, but on a single branch, on a single stem, as you can see there. So just be aware of that. Be aware of the thorns, because like I say, they are quite sharp. I don't know if you see that one there. That's why it's called a thornberry. I've left the fields where I've actually got my berries from. I've got blackberries, and I've got my thornberries from the thornberry tree, which I'm going to make fruit leathers out of. So I'm going to start by doing this in the kitchen, whereas I normally do them in the field, in the wilderness, where I would dry them out, squash all the pips out, dry them out, and then dry them, the moisture out over the fire. I'm using my kitchen solely because, like I say, I've got to be here unfortunately today, so at least you know you can do these fruit leathers not only in the wilderness but in your kitchen as well. There we go. I'm going to start by here now. I've got a container full of the thornberries and blackberries, as you can see, which I'm going to squash all down now. Need to add just half a cup of water to mush them all up. You also need a bit of plastic to actually put them on to flatten out, to dry out. And this is quite good, or you can use, if you're in the wilderness, you can use one of your waterproof covers, which is quite good to dry them out on, or one of your plates. It's a bit harder to peel them off the plate after, whereas with this you can just peel it off and dry them out over a campfire or in the stove, whichever. These fruit leathers will last quite a few months once you've got them. If you keep them in one of your food bags, don't zip it up so it's kept moist, and you can just keep on using it in your pack in the wilderness when you go out, so that it's something to sustain you when you're out and about, and like I say, it'll last quite a few months. You'll also need one of these, which is the net bag, which is quite handy for collecting berries and stuff. They're quite reasonable to buy, and basically once it's all mushed up, you put it in there so you can squeeze all the juices out, so it can set into a gel. I'll show you that just in a bit now. So as you can see, I got just half a mug of water, which I'm going to add. That should be enough. Don't want too much. If you have too much, it won't congeal tidy to make into a gel. There we go, so it's all there. Okay, so I got a normal wooden rolling pin, and you can just squash this down like this. Mush it all up. It takes some time to do this tidy because it has to go into like a paste with all the mush in, so you can put it into the net bag, squash it all out. Okay, so once you've got it to a nice thick texture like this, you can basically start using one of these by putting it in and then squeezing it all out onto the plastic, which I'll show you now. This will take out all the pips, and you'll should have a smooth substance that's come out like a gel, which will turn into the gel, and you leave that to dry out then, which you peel off the plastic, and you can either put it in the oven, or if you're in the wilderness, you can put it over the campfire. If you make a grid, you can put it on so you can smoke it and dry it out. If you're in the house, you don't have to smoke it. They taste just as good, taste good smoked as well. Sweet and smoky is nice. But I'll carry on and show you how to do this now onto the plastic. So here we have the plastic, and I'm going to try and get a spoon. I'm just going to spoon this mixture into the bag. You need to put the majority of it in. Your hands are going to be quite red after this, by the way, unless you want to wear gloves. Try and put as much in as you can, because by the time you squeeze it out, you'll have the complete juices then to dry out and to turn into the gel. I'll do it. Go. So now we do this, and the magic starts happening. on turning this. So all them lovely juices come out. Scrape it off. Get it off your hands. My hands are clean, by the way. I have washed them. Something you have to do. What it is, the Thorn-Berries are full of what you call picking, and it thickens up into a gel. Get some more of that. Peel it off. When you're doing this, you can get the strong smell of the Thorn-Berries. Yeah, I keep on turning that. Get all the Okay, so now when you finish this, as you can see, put my hand in there, and what you're left with, make sure you get it all out. It's like a wadge of all the pips, which is this, so you can throw that away. Okay, so I've just cleared up. Now I'm going to flatten out all my fruit leather, which is got to be done quite evenly and thin. So I'm going to use a spatula and gather it all in first, just like that. Now I'm going to just flatten it out. It's got to be quite thin, this stuff, because otherwise it won't turn into a gel. So it should be quite thin enough. And the best thing to do now is just leave it. You can put it in the oven to get all the moisture out, which is quite good. Try not to have it too thick. And if you get the odd pip which has got through the holes, just take it out. go. Okay, so as you can see, that's the end result. We've got to wait for that to turn to a gel now, where we'll peel it off, and that will then go into my kitchen oven for it to dry out and turn it into a leather. If you're in the wilderness, you do this, as I explained earlier, on a fire. You make like a grid out of the twigs and put it on top of the fire, high enough so it just dries out, it doesn't burn. Once it dries out, then you get your fruit leathers. Thorn-berry tree is quite good for you. You can eat all the leaves and you can eat the berries without the pips. So once this is finished now and turned into a jelly, I'll show you how to peel it off and dry it out. There we are. See you in a bit. Okay, so here we are now. My Thorn-berry and Blackberry gel is finished, so it's ready to dry out in the oven. As you can see, it'll all come off like that. So I've used a spatula to scrape it off, one of them, and basically it comes off the plastic just like that. And I'm going to cut it into strips. It's been here now, turned into a gel for about 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and I'm going to put it into the oven now on a low heat of about 60-65, just to dry it out, turn it into a leather. So I'll see you in a bit and show you when it becomes strips of leather. I've cut it into strips here, as you can see, and I'm now going to put that in my oven to low heat for a little while till it dries out. You can do lots of this then. You can put it in plastic and, like I say, take it out with you, because it will be a fruit leather. I'll show you that as soon as it comes out of the oven, and I'll put it in strips. If you're in the wilderness, you can put this on strips. You can make like a little grill out of wood and put it above a fire and dry them out on a little grill. You can weave out and put across these leathers, and it'll dry out over the fire. Tastes a bit smoky and sweet, which is nice as well. But because I'm in the house, in the kitchen doing this today, I'm just going to put it in our oven to dry it out, and I'll show you the end result. Okay guys, I just got these out of the oven now, and basically that's what it looks like. It's a fruit leather, that's how it's turned out. Obviously, to do this, you've got to have the right fruit that's got the right pectin. The pectin is the ingredient in the fruit that turns it to the gel before you actually make your fruit leathers. But as you can see, it's turned out well. If you need anything to know about these, please contact me, and hope to see you soon. Thanks for watching. So I hope you enjoyed that little extract from my past. It's about 2 years old, like I say, but it should be quite helpful to people who want to try and do the fruit leathers. It can be done outside as well, in the wilderness. At this stage, I don't know if I'll be able to get out to do anything like that due to my ill health. But again, I appreciate you following and looking at what I've done here, and I appreciate you if you're still watching this to the end. If you do want any information, again, you can contact me through my website, which is www.ajbts.com. And I hope that I'm still about to give the advice and knowledge back to whoever needs it, and make a few more videos when I can and when I feel like in the future. I don't plan on going anywhere yet, but please, if you could donate to the charities on the website, which goes direct to the charities of your choice, I'd really appreciate that. Thank you very much for your time, and I look forward to seeing you all soon. Bye now.